My computer has been acting up on me.
My computer has been acting up on me.
It's a pretty old model,
It's a really old model,
and I need to replace it.
and I need to replace it.
So I decided to call up my friend Kevin
So I decided to call up my friend Kevin
to ask for his 2 cents.
to ask for his 2 cents.
Kevin is a computer whiz.
Kevin is a computer whiz.
He knows PC really well
He knows PC really well
since he worked on them for years.
since he worked on them for years.
But in his heart of hearts,
But in his heart of hearts,
he is a big Mac fan.
he is a big Mac fan.
So I thought he would be a good person to
So I thought he would be a good person to ask.
ask. I have always used a PC.
I have always used a PC.
I do mostly word processing,
I do mostly word processing,
so I don't need anything fancy.
so I don't need anything fancy.
But I see people I know doing cool things
But I see people I know doing cool things
with photos
with photos
and video.
and video.
So I'd like to take a crack at some new programs in the future.
So I like to take a break at some new programs in the future.
Well, I called up Kevin
Well, I called up Kevin
to tell him what I needed.
to tell him what I needed.
He immediately started throwing out specs.
He immediately started throwing out specs.
He
He says,
you need at least a 2 gigahertz processor
you need at least a 2 GHz processor
and 1 gig of memory,
and 1 gig of memory,
and make sure it has a writable DVD drive.
and make sure it has a writable DVD drive.
Whoa, I said.
Wow, I said.
All of that is way over my head.
All of that is way over my head.
Let's back up for a minute.
Let's back up for a minute.
Then he laughed and said he had gotten carried away.
Then he laughed and said he had gotten carried away.
Okay, he said.
Okay, he said.
Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning.
Now, the processor determines how easily and
Now, the processor determines how easily
how fast
and how fast
you can use the programs on your
you can use the programs
computer.
on your computer.
Got that?
Got that?
I said that I did.
I said that I did.
Then he continued.
Then he continued.
How much RAM memory you have is very important.
How much RAM memory you have is very important too.
2. Your computer will go faster
Your computer will go faster
the more you have.
the more you have.
So, I recommend getting at least 1 gigabyte of RAM memory.
So I recommend getting at least 1 gigabyte of RAM memory.
I think I'm following you so far,
I think I'm following you so far,
I said.
I said.
Great, he said.
Great, he said.
Another thing you want is a drive that handles both DVDs and CDs.
Another thing you want is a driver that handles both CDs and DVD.
Some drives can just read DVDs.
Some drives you can just read DVDs,
and some can record onto blank ones.
and some can record onto blank ones.
If you want to burn your own videos,
If you want to burn your own videos,
you'll want a writable DVD drive.
you want a writable DVD drive.
Remember though,
Remember though,
that's just the computer itself.
that's just the computer itself.
Don't forget that you'll need a monitor,
Don't forget that you need a monitor,
a keyboard,
a keyboard,
a mouse,
a mouse,
and speakers.
and speakers.
Okay, I said,
Okay, I said.
I think I've got all that.
I think I got all that.
Now, here's the burning question.
Now, here's the burning question.
Mac or PC?
Mac or PC?
He said,
He said.
now that's a whole different thing.
Now that's a whole different thing.
Do you have a couple of hours?
Do you have a couple of hours?